Hi, everyone. I just want to say thank you to my society for the invitation and my work. I'm a journalist and the developer in Brazil, and I'll show some initiatives by Abraji, Brazilian Association of Investigative Journalism. About me, I'm a project coordinator at Abraji and also a freelance journalist. A little bit about Abraji. Abraji is a non-profit created by Brazilian journalists 22 years ago, and in the beginning, Abraji was created after assassination of a journalist in Brazil, but in the first years we started using technology and data in our work because, of course, we think to have I think to achieve our goals using technology is very important. But Abraji is the country foremost investigative journalism association with more than I think now more than 700 or 800 members, and a broad network of NGO, academic, media, and the international partners. Its core work combines year-round training, the annual Abraji International Journalism Conference, one of the world's largest journalism events. This year will be on July, and a suite of the Civic tech projects. And of course, Abraji also pursues data-driven legal advocacy, positioning the organization at the intersection of journalism, technology, and the transparency. So Cruzagrafos is, I think, the Abraji's flagship civic tech platform, because it cross-references multiple open databases to review reading links between politicians, companies, public records, and the other databases. In this project, we combine in corporate registries, electoral filings, data about the environmental fine, and the reporters can instantly detect networks such as lawmakers secretly tied to firms fined for deforestation in Brazil. And our partner in this project is Brazil.io, also an NGO with developers. And recently, this project received maps with geomaps with thousands of environmental infractions in the country. So with this, hundreds of journalists are starting to investigate with more details deforestation, illegal logging, illegal fishing in Brazil, for example. Our other example, we have this project, Achados e Pedidos. It's like found and requested in English. Is Abraji's FOI tech platform that aggregates and publishes every request and the response made under Brazil access to information law. Now we have almost I think 400,000 requests and responses in this project. Users can keyword search the database to retrieve answers, scattered across dozens of agencies in Brazil. Also, we have AI to rate response quality of the requests in Brazil, and the chatbot replay that guides the user about appeals when information is denied in Brazil. One example, recently example, was about an indigenous community in Brazil, the Yanomami. In the recent years, they are struggling with a lot of problems about mining and with health problems. Thousands of Yanomami indigenous died in the recent years, and our database, for example, showed that more than 100 million of Brazilian reais, it's kind of 20 million of dollars, was used on air taxi contracts in Brazil. In this budget to help the health of the budget to help Brazilian Yanomami nation. And after this, of course, a lot of media outlets in Brazil showed the data using the achados e pedidos, and started a huge debate about how to help these indigenous people in Brazil. And with achados e pedidos, I think also we can prevent redundant FOA fillings, expose patterns of waste or corruption, and we can help advance government transparency in Brazil also, because also this project, we can use this project to do advocacy work. And about the advocacy, last year we had a huge success about this. We have the Abraji's monitor of the judicial harassment, and in this website we mapped more than 600 lawsuits targeting journalists, and almost in the 84 cases were clear slaps against journalists in Brazil. And with this data, Abraji filed a constitutional case on our Supreme Court, arguing that copy and paste tweets in multiple venues violate press freedom. It's a kind of a judicial harassment against journalists in Brazil. Many plaintiffs in Brazil spread his or her cases in many cities, in many judicial courts, arguing the same fact against journalists. And with this, if you think journalists maybe need to travel in different states, and of course it's a kind of censorship against journalists. But in May of 2024, Brazil's Supreme Court agreed, ruling such tactics unconstitutional and ordering our released cases to be consolidated in the journalist's home jurisdiction. And also clarified that the journalists can only be held liable for truly malicious or reckless reporting. And it's important to say, of course this project, like others, was possible with partnershis. The data, for example, we gather with a legal tech in Brazil, because it's a kind of web scraping, very expensive, because in Brazil and I think in many countries, the records about cases, judicial records, are very different in each place, in each judicial court, and we had this help of this legal tech, and our lawyer in our team, Leticia Klein, also did a partnership with other organization created by other lawyers in Brazil, and with this we created our case in the Brazilian Supreme Court. And these are other simple projects we had recently. For example, with data analysis and another coalition advocacy to safeguard Brazil's right to know. In this year, Abraji joined transparency NGOs to protest because a minister in Brazil removed download access to 16 million of federal grant documentation on portal Transfere.gov, citing Brazil's data protection law. But with this pressure, using media meetings, we stored the files in May 2025. Abraji also secured a Supreme Court injunction in other case that compels full disclosure and the adoptability of the PIC's amendments. It's a kind of direct legislative transfers in Brazil, and these legislative transfer were untracked. But with this case, also the congressional spending in this scenario was restored. Like I said, these victories show how alliances with networks such as Transparency International Brasil, in this specific case, Fórum de Direito de Acesso a Informações Públicas, and the other organizations in Brazil, we created a coalition also to gather this transparency again. Now here we have other projects. Control X, it's about seeking the delete new contents in the media, and it is dataset also we are using in advocacy in Brazil against the removal content. Also, we have a project, environmental defenders, defensores ambientais, with different partners to equip reporters with training and crowdsourced data on environmental crimes. And about the fact-checking, Comprova, it's a project with 40 outlet fact-checking led by Abraji. And our goal is to counter disinformation and reinforce transparency. And of course, this content generated is Creative Commons. A lot of different newsrooms in Brazil can use the Comprova data. So about some results, I think it's very important to, of course, to gather more funding and create more impact in my country. We counted more than 200 investigative stories made with, for example, achados e pedidos and cruzar-grafos data. It's important to say Abraji it's not a media outlet. We help, of course, other journalists with data, with technology, with analysis, but the other media outlets, real media outlets in Brazil, producing these articles. For example, exposing corruption, waste, environmental crimes. So, I think impact goes beyond journalism. data from this platform is, like I said, our case is on Supreme Court and so on. So to conclude, I think in our case, we started as an investigative association to help other journalists with training, and we realized that the open data tools, FOA platforms, and network analysis software can dramatically amplify investigative journalism impact on transparency and accountability in Brazil. When these technologies are paired with rigorous reporting ethics and the strategic legal action, also they create a powerful feedback loop that exposes wrongdoing and spurs reforms. And looking ahead, Abraji will broaden datasets in our projects, deep training so more journalists can wield data effectively. And we invite peer organizations to replicate our open source approach, fostering a global civic tech ecosystem that defending press freedom and strengthens democracy. We have a GitHub with a lot of tutorials, methodologies, and all of our projects also has methodologies open. I invite you to see these projects, and of course be in touch with me and my organization. Of course, it will be a pleasure to help you. Thank you.